Buying an Xbox One without Kinect saves money, but it also costs you a measure of satisfaction with the console. Though you'll feel every bit of Microsoft's efforts to impress and satisfy gamers, you'll be equally aware of just how deeply committed the company originally was to Kinect when designing the interface. There's still work to be done before controller-only navigation feels completely natural. But if you can bear that, you'll find the system is incredibly solid underneath the lingering issues surrounding the UI design. There's a lot here. Besides a healthy selection of largely gorgeous games, the array of entertainment options and OS features is impressively wide. If you're the kind of person who loves games and loves media, and enjoys having multiple ways of getting at all of it, this is definitely the console for you. With glossy black panels and silver accents, the Xbox One sports a minimalist look despite its hulking size. There's nothing but the power button and the Blu-ray disc slot on the front. The vast majority of its inputs rests at its back. There you'll find a gigabit Ethernet port, an IR out port, a proprietary port for Kinect, 2 USB 3.0 ports, an HDMI in port, an SPDIF optical audio port, and HDMI out. Most of these provide a lot of utility. The pass-through HDMI port, for example, not only lets you run cable or satellite TV to your Xbox One, but also output from a laptop or tablet. And the USB ports let you connect devices and accessories like thumb drives, keyboards, and USB hubs. Not everything is convenient though. The USB port on the left side panel is a little awkward if you don't have a lot of open space around it. Also, the capacitive nature of the power button means that any light touch will turn the system off if you're not careful. When it comes to internal specs, the Xbox One holds relatively close to its main current-gen competitor, the PlayStation 4. There's a 1.75 GHz custom AMD APU, a 500 gig internal hard drive on standard models, and 802.11n Wi-Fi. Where it differs from the PS4 is support for Wi-Fi Direct, a lack of Bluetooth, no ability to upgrade the hard drive, and most key, the fact it sports 8 gigs of DDR3 memory. Most of these differences aren't a problem. For example, external hard drives can be connected to supplement storage. But in the case of that DDR3 memory, countless debates still rage about its perceived lack of computing power when compared to the PlayStation 4's GDDR5 memory. Some claim that the Xbox One has a more constrained ability to process game data, thus the result that more games have been running at a lower native resolution and frame rate on it. How you feel about the numbers depends on what you value, but while video files might spot instances of upscaled graphics and less detailed environments immediately, most people generally won't notice any differences between Xbox One and PlayStation 4 versions of a game unless they see both running side by side. Beyond that, the Xbox One's hardware still shows itself capable of gorgeous graphics. Overall, a positive console gaming experience isn't purely about the looks of a game, but a whole host of factors combined. When I consider just what else this hardware lets me do, this system is still a very compelling choice. When you dive into the Xbox One's interface, you'll find many wonderful and sometimes downright awesome things. It just takes a little bit of work. This adaptation of Windows 8's tile-based aesthetic fills the screen with boxes upon boxes, and there's not often a clear sense of how to hop back and forth between choices. With systems that are connected to a Kinect, you can avoid most of this clutter by just telling the system where to go. But on a controller, you're stuck scrolling through menus as you hunt for what you want. It's that lack of a slick controller-only experience that partially mutes appreciation for the Xbox One and what it can do if you own this particular version. Microsoft has essentially forked the evolution of this console and must now play catch-up in order to provide an even experience no matter how gamers operate their consoles. To be clear though, the experience isn't bad, it's just more cumbersome than with Kinect. You can improve things by using the companion Smart Glass app on a tablet or phone. Besides quicker navigation, you can also use the second screen to load info like TV listings and friend activity, and thus avoid having to constantly switch between apps on your TV. Such a setup isn't a perfect fix, but it works for now. Hopefully, given the speed that Microsoft has unveiled handy system updates this past year, it won't need to be a permanent solution. Despite needing to dig into the interface to get at what you want, it's certainly worth it. What this console can do in addition to playing games is delightful. You can watch live TV through it, access your collection of media files, including MKVs, from a DNLA-compatible device, thumb drive, or external hard drive, keep up with your favorite sports teams via detailed stats and real-time updates during games, and consume TV shows and movies from a variety of popular services like Netflix, Hulu Plus, and Crunchyroll, among others. And let's not forget about sharing gameplay. The Game DVR and Upload Studio apps make grabbing clips and uploading them to YouTube fast and easy, while the Twitch app makes live streaming effortless. Really, the only element missing from this all-in-one box concept is integration with DVR recordings, as you'll still have to access those separately if you want to see what you've recorded. Rounding out the experience is the Xbox One's controller. If you loved the Xbox 360s, you'll very likely adore this one, especially given how much time you'll be spending with it. It's similar to the beloved design of its predecessor, but boasts enough improvements, like a precise D-pad, less stiff analog sticks, and more responsive triggers, that you will eagerly embrace it. Even if you don't like every single change, the updates you do end up enjoying are so good that you'll miss them when playing on other systems. AA batteries make a return for the Xbox One's controller, with fresh sets of batteries lasting through multiple, long game sessions at a time. As for chat, the pack-in headset works quite well, but if you also want to listen to game audio, you'll have to pay for an audio adapter to use a standard 3.5mm headset you already own. Even then, not all headsets are compatible. At the Xbox One's launch, Microsoft took the position of wanting to be the console that offered everything in one place, but they didn't fully deliver on that. Now, a year later, the Xbox One's major features have been strengthened enough so they clearly stand out. Whether you want to watch video content or TV, listen to music or play games, there's a lot to choose from in each category. That said, there are still areas that need to be honed. The Xbox One's interface needs refinement to make controller-only navigation feel simple. It can't rely on alternative input methods to shore up the gaps. And it wouldn't hurt if Microsoft worked with developers to eliminate lower resolutions and frame rates in third-party games. But if the same amount of substantial updates gets pushed out during the coming year, as we saw over the last 12 months, the Xbox One is poised to become an amazing system by November 2015, no matter if it has Kinect or not. For more on the Xbox One, stay tuned to IGN.